tornado warnings, and this is where we're getting some of that rotation. The storm system was moving in. We first had the severe thunderstorm warning posted, now that tornado warning until 11:30. So what we're looking at is a radar indicated cell that does have the potential to spawn a tornado. Starting to see that rotation in the atmosphere where you basically have the winds that are shifting. So Paul, can we go ahead and put it in the relative velocity after we track this so we can actually show? So what this is a good tool that we have with Storm Tracker 6 Live where we can see the direction of the wind. Now the direction of the wind where it's in the green, that is the wind that's heading towards our radar site. The direction away is in the red, and we are seeing some of that red and that green together. Typically when you see bright red and bright green right together, that's what's known as gate-to-gate shear. That shows that the wind is heading towards the radar site, very close and away, and that's where you're getting that spin. And here we do now have two of the cylinders on our radar showing that low-level rotation. So zooming in, you live in Churchtown, you should be in your safe place right now. What you want to do is go ahead, get in your basement, get in the lowest level of your house, get away from any windows, because even if this is not a confirmed tornado, this is a strong storm. So we're talking about very intense winds. So north of 322 right now, basically the intersection of Route 10, 322, Churchtown, we've had 87 lightning strikes in the past 10 minutes. Two of these areas of rotation, where you see that red along the cylinder, that shows that the rotation is not just higher in the atmosphere, it's actually reaching the ground. So go ahead. All right, here we go. That's the red, that's the green, that's a gate-to-gate shear, and it's right over Churchtown. So Paul, why don't we go ahead and track the storm, show the communities that we're talking about. The system is moving very quickly. It's moving to the southeast at about 45 miles per hour. It's all ahead of the cold front that's pushing in. Once this moves through, we have some really nice weather to start the holiday weekend. But these are the communities. If you live in these communities, if you have some friends who live in these communities, hopefully they're hearing the thunder and the lightning. Their phone apps should be going off, but maybe give them a call, tell them to get to shelter. Cedar Knoll, Glenmore, Coatesville, Lydell, Callan, and Thorndale, all in the path of the storm. The past 10 minutes, we're talking about just this few alone, we've had 100 lightning strikes. So this cell is really staying together very well. It's basically just south of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Some of the other towns in the path of the storm, if it stays together, we're talking about Downingtown, talking about Westchester, probably moving just to the south of Exton, so south of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And you can see with that radar echoes, not only are we talking about a lot of the lightning strikes, we're also beginning to see not only just that rotation, but also when you see that kink, you see kind of that signature little hook on the radar. That often is a signature that a tornado, if it hasn't developed, it is at least trying to develop. So you do want to seek shelter immediately. So again, tornado warning posted for Chester County until 11:30. This is the area. So if you live in that area, in that polygon, that red, the orange is the severe thunderstorm warning. If you live in the red, you want to seek shelter right away. Go into your safe place. Most people here have a basement. If you don't, get into an interior room, get into maybe a bathroom. If it doesn't have any windows, you want to put as many layers between you and the outdoors, because even if this is not a confirmed tornado, we're talking about a very strong storm with very high winds and also the hail. The hail track showing over the past 2 hours, it's amazing this storm system actually not only holding together, it's been strengthening as it's moving. It's moving generally southeast at 40 miles per hour. It's all ahead of the cold front. What we had today, we had the storm system kind of moving through in pieces. We had the showers and the thunderstorms this morning with a warm front. Then we had a few scattered thunderstorms, another round this evening, the prefrontal, but this is right ahead of that front. And this is actually the area that has kind of the most oomph. We've been talking about tornado warnings earlier this evening in the Poconos, northeast Northampton County, and also Chester County as well, Lancaster County under that tornado warning, basically for that same cell as it continues to push to the southeast pretty quickly at 40 miles per hour. So this is the latest on our radar. You can see right now, right near Honeybrook, that's where we're detecting the best rotation. That's also where we're seeing kind of that signature hook echo, which often shows what's going on. You get the winds kind of wrapping around the apex and the vortex of the storm system, and that can be the most destructive part. Just to the south of Elverson right now, just south of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So Isedale, Brandamore, Brandywine Manor, Cedar Knoll, Wagontown, and Springton all in the path of the storm. A lot of problems when you get tornado warnings this time of night is a lot of people maybe in bed, maybe don't have their phones on, don't have their TVs on. So if you do have some friends who live in these communities, again, a good idea to go ahead and call them. Lydell, Callan, Thorndale, now Downingtown is on the map. Looks like it could be hitting Downingtown by 11:23 and Romansville by 11:24. Not really seeing much sign that this storm system is actually weakening as it continues to push to the southeast, and it's just basically paralleling 322 right now. So Paul, why don't we go ahead and do the relative velocity? Actually, he's already reading my thoughts, and you can see, why don't we zoom in near Honeybrook? And we're actually seeing a pretty good signature here. Again, what this means, this shows the direction of the wind. So where we see the green, that is the wind that's heading towards our radar site. Where we see the red, that's the wind heading away from the radar site. And if there's a possible tornado, you typically see the bright red, the bright green right next to each other. That's what's called gate-to-gate shear. And we are seeing this right now, just focused right over Honeybrook. So if this is in fact a tornado, Honeybrook is taking it on a chin. Even if it's not a tornado, we're talking about some destructive winds. So 51 lightning strikes right here, Honeybrook right now, and it continues to push to the southeast. Pretty quickly, all these storm systems have been rolling along between about 40 and 65 miles per hour. This particular cell is moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. So, okay, now we do have some of the roads. Burdell Road right now and Supley Road. And how about that? That should be one of the main roads. Is that 322 right now? That's 322. So this is basically the center of the storm system is rolling right over a pretty populated area. 322 Burdell Road, Supley Road, Chestnut Tree Road. Communities in this path, definitely the people living here do want to seek shelter right away. And I know I'm repeating myself, we don't get a lot of tornadoes here or tornado warnings, so a lot of people don't think about it. But again, just get into your basement, get away from the windows, don't try to take any photos. And if you live in this area, you are hearing the thunder right now, and the sky is really lighting up. We've had 81 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. So a tornado warning for Chester County, Lydell, Callan, Thorndale, Downingtown, Romansville, and Embryville now at 11:25. Looks like the cell is holding together pretty well. We're seeing some of the kinks in the radar. Often that's a signature of a potential tornado, and this is what's known as a radar indicated tornado. No one has seen a funnel cloud, but we're looking at some radar signatures that have the potential to produce a tornado, a thunderstorm that has that potential. So now it has been an update. They've now ended the tornado warning for Lancaster County, but we still have this area in Chester County under the tornado warning until 11:30. It's just to the west of West Goshen. So if you live in this area, that red polygon, you do want to seek shelter right away, probably for the next 14 minutes until it's either lifted or it's canceled, because this is a dangerous storm system. The storm is all ahead of a powerful cold front. This front was the same system that brought deadly tornadoes to Missouri yesterday. And not only do we talk about the wind and the lightning, this also has a fair amount of hail. The hail tracks show over the past 2 hours, we've been looking at some pretty good sized hail. And one thing you can notice too is that you see the deeper blue colors. This storm has actually been intensifying as it moves to the southeast. A lot of